Today, I'm going to be making a barbecued pork and bean bake. This recipe is from Better Homes and Gardens Meat Cookbook. Christina got me this for Christmas, and it was actually written in 1965. So I think that's really cool. And it's different how they laid out this recipe, because most recipes you get lines like this of ingredients, and over here you get the line and the ingredients and the directions, This one, you almost don't even know that it's a recipe, because it's just kind of
loosey-goosey in the way it does it too.
Yes, it's kind of like a very laid-back recipe where you don't have to have exact amounts. But I will tell you what you're going to need. You need, they're having you use 5 or 6 pork chops. I'm only using 4 because it's just me and Kevin here, and he'll eat 2 and I'll eat 2, and that's good for us. So we're only going to use 4 pork chops. But then you also need a can of 2 cans of pork and beans, and you want them in the tomato sauce. So these are both 1 pound cans of pork and beans. You need some mustard, you need salt and pepper, brown sugar, ketchup. We use the no sugar added ketchup because that's what we're used to. And then you need some onion. So the first thing we're going to do, we have our oven heating to 325. This is going to cook, it's going to bake at a very low temperature. So the reason why I wanted to make this, the reason why this sounds so good to me, is because I have always made baked beans. We make them, it's basically a lot of these exact same ingredients, but you put bacon in the baked beans. So you're still using, and the recipes on the channel, you're using pork and beans, you're using bacon, you're using a little bit of bacon grease. The only thing that has really that this doesn't is some Worcestershire sauce. And honestly, I think Worcestershire sauce would go great with this recipe. It's just gonna add some flavor to it. But that's why it's like, oh, well, we love bacon with pork and beans, so why not make it with pork chops? So I'm sure it's going to be just as good. So you see I'm putting this in the bottom of a 9 by 13 inch pan. Probably could have gone a little bit smaller since we're only making 4. But if you're gonna make the full 5 or 6, this will be the perfect size pan for you, and you don't have to grease it or anything. You know what? I was talking. I did that wrong. I was supposed to put the beans in first. So let me put the beans in first. That doesn't matter that it had raw meat. We're gonna be baking it anyway. But we were supposed to put the beans in the bottom first. I just got to talking. I was thinking about my baked beans. So we are going to put the beans in first. Both cans. So now we want to put the pork chops on, like this. Put them right on top of the beans, like this. And then I'm going to wash my hands off real quick. So now we're going to put some salt and pepper on top of these. It does not tell you how much. So I'm just going over it like I would normally. And then it says to add mustard on top, and I'm just using the Plochman's original mild mustard, nothing special. Well, it's special to me because I like it. But you want to spread that on top like this. Doesn't tell you how much. Like that. So now you want to sprinkle with 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm not going to worry about an exact amount. I'll tell you what I'll do. This is a 1/2 tablespoon. I'll put one of those on top of each one, and then I'll kind of, I have a spoon over here. I'll kind of spread it out on my pork chop with that. And you want to spread about 1.5 tablespoons of ketchup. So I'm just going to put a little dollop on ketchup on top of each one, and then I'll spread this out as well. I'll just use my measuring spoon. So now it tells you to add a slice of onion to the top of each one. My onion has already been diced. That's okay. Kevin and I like it diced anyway. So I am going to put some diced onion on top of each one of these. And I'll probably put 2 of these spoons. Like I said, this is a really just a loose, you know, it's not a real finicky recipe. I think that's why in the book, like, they didn't take any time to make it, like, write it out formally, is just because it's just supposed to be a quick thing.
I think it's a burn your eyes.
But it's not going to be quick. It's quick to prepare, but it's not quick to make, because my baked bean recipe, it is, you bake it at 325 for about 3 hours, or no, about an hour and a half. This is the same thing. This, we're going to bake it at 325 for an hour and a half until the pork chops are fork tender. This was in the oven for the full hour and a half, and I took their temperature, and they're all over, they're like 170 degrees each. So they're baked perfectly. It smells so good. So I'm just gonna use the a spatula, and you can see there's a lot of bean juice in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and get 2, because I know that's what we'll eat. But Kevin and I like pork and beans anyway, so I guess if you don't like pork and beans, you could use a different kind of bean. But we like these, and so
maybe like the can of baked beans, like Bush's baked beans or something.
Oh yeah, I suppose you could do that. But it smells incredible. So this actually says it says serve with crisp relishes and hot crusty bread. That would be good.
This pork chop literally just falls apart.
It says makes 5 to 6 servings.
Well, if you have, I guess, 1 chop each.
Yes, if you have 1 each and you are serving it with crisp relishes and crusty bread, then yeah, I'd say that you would only need 1. It says barbecued rib fans are sure to enjoy this recipe with loin back ribs substituted for pork chops. Cut in serving size pieces. Prepare according to directions above. So I used pork loin because that's what we buy is pork tenderloins. And we have a place where we can get a good deal on them. I think they're a good deal. And they're about, you get 20 for like $25. So I think that's a really good deal. And you're not paying for the bone. So when you buy pork chops at the store, unless you get a pork loin, you're paying for that bone. And I don't like paying for that. So.
And these are really tender.
They're very tender.
They're tender already. And then once you cook them, they like fall apart. Like literally I cut all those, I could have cut all these with a fork.
Mm. Yeah, look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of it I could just pull apart.
Mm. That, I do like the flavor of that. I told Kevin, I said, I wonder if, because my baked beans use Worcestershire sauce and they do not use ketchup. And I said, I wonder if I'll miss the Worcestershire sauce. This has a really good flavor.
Mm.
And
Yeah, a lot of that mustard comes through.
Yeah, I like the mustard, but I do get the ketchup. And so the ketchup is something that's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I do really like that.
Yeah, I like the flavor of the pork and the beans together. Now, it doesn't taste like your baked beans because one, it does have the Worcestershire sauce, but it also doesn't have that smoky bacon flavor.
Right.
So you're getting pork, but you're not getting that bacon flavor, which is completely different.
Mm-hmm. If you wanted to, you could make bacon and crumble it over the whole top of this with the onion. Mm-hmm. So you could absolutely add bacon to it. You could also, if you wanted to, you could add Worcestershire sauce to it.
Yeah.
I like it the way it is though. I think this is different. It's very different. I've never had anything like this before. And I think it's nice, and this is going to be very filling. I mean, those beans alone are going to be filling.
They are. I mean, I'm not going to probably eat half of those beans, but I think if you really wanted to, you could have put just regular barbecue sauce on top of the pork.
You could have. Well, and it's called barbecued pork and beans. So if there's any part of the beans that don't have, if they're not flavorful enough, then we do have barbecue sauce in the refrigerator that we could add to this.
I've eaten some of the beans. They're fine.
Yeah, I think the beans are, I think they're very good, very flavorful. Those onions are nicely cooked. And so they're not crunchy or anything like that, but they do add a lot of flavor. And I personally, they were wanting you to put like wedges on the top of each pork
Like
chop.
a slice.
I would rather have it like this.
Yeah, I'd rather have
because
it
then you
chopped up.
get more.
Yeah, well, and you can deal with the eating them easier instead of having to cut it with a knife. You can
Right.
Just eat it.
Exactly.
You don't have
we're
to
not
fight
having
with it.
we're not having to cut those onion at all. Whereas if we had done it their way, we would have had to have dealt with those in some way. But I think this is a really good meal.
Super easy.
So yeah, you'll have to let us know if you've tried anything like this before. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.